Come on.
Yo, you're welcome to Cosmos Sport House. My name is Cosmos Chukwemeka, small body, big engine, the Puyaka Master. It's another episode, and this time again, it's the Banter Room, room 306. It's going to be a cracker because we have Manchester United versus Barcelona Football Club. Hey, Dica Divine for Manchester United, and of course, Dean for Barcelona Football Club. Don't think about touching it. Remember that you can also be a part of it at the comment section. Tell us who you feel did a fantastic job. If you're ready, I'm ready.
Come on.
Okay, for Manchester United, we are better than Barcelona because we've defeated them. Went to their home, they begged, they beg us for draw. We give them, we allowed them, made them collect draw. Then when they came over to our home, we defeated them like kids that they are. So, talking about the trophies and everything, you're playing in a different league. You're not playing in England. So, in our own league, we are the kings. We're the big boys in our own leagues. And talking about trophies, when we win Champions League, they never smell them. They're never near. Their academy started producing players when we don't produce players like Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes. A lot of players, David Beckham, they learn. So anything that Barcelona is now, they are actually copying from us. Because when was the first time they won the Champions League? 1992. Come on, people. They be small club we just start yesterday. So our junior brothers, they are making noise. We are far better than them because we've done things that they couldn't believe that they will get up to us. They looked up to us. We'll talk about football right from way back. So they've been looking up to us and they will continue looking up to us. Recently, we beat them, knocked them up, come up for Europa League.
Let's talk about two midfielders who made both clubs very, very great during their A-days. We talk about Paul Scholes and Iniesta. What makes you feel that Paul Scholes is not better than Iniesta, Dean?
Paul Scholes is not better than Iniesta. I talk about individual performances and individual brilliance, individual contributions in football. You cannot. It's even wrong to even mention Paul Scholes. We are talking about Professor Iniesta. The thing there is, Iniesta, apart from his exploits in Barcelona as a club, Iniesta has his exploits also for the Spanish national team. In fact, the impact Iniesta has made for Barcelona cannot be compared to what Paul Scholes has done for Manchester United. I could say he single-handedly won the World Cup for Spain in South Africa, even in African soil. How many did Paul Scholes won for his national team? Also, Andres Iniesta could turn 360. Sometimes we wonder if they put Boris on his waist. That we call Boris. They can turn 360. And the meetings between Manchester United and Barcelona at the Champions League finals, we saw how Iniesta was easily strolling past the likes of Scholes and others who played for Manchester United. So, when two of them met head-to-head in their playing days, you could easily pick out Iniesta in his brilliant performance for Barcelona, but you cannot say that of Paul Scholes.
All right, your turn.
Well, for Paul Scholes, talking about Iniesta, it's just like Dean running 100 meters with his boy. Sure, his boy is going to defeat him. When Paul Scholes met Iniesta, how old was he? He has played football at the highest level. I'm talking about Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes scored a fantastic goal against Barcelona in the Champions League. So whenever you're watching Manchester United and Barcelona, you always remember that goal. And then the name Paul Scholes will stand out. Not about turning 360. We're not wrestling. This is not wrestling. This is football. And football is goals. So Paul Scholes is the man. He has the shot. He can shoot at any angle. He can bring down any defense with his shot. And he can tear the back of the net. So talk about a midfield general. We'll talk about the great Paul Scholes.
When you mention Barcelona Football Club, one coach comes to mind in recent times, and that is no other than Pep Guardiola. You also talk about Manchester United, there's Sir Alex Ferguson. But we know how Pep Guardiola has strived over the years. Is that safe to say that Pep is better than Sir Alex Ferguson?
You have already said it. Honestly, sometimes when you talk about comparisons too, you talk about results when these two coaches have met. I could remember when Sir Alex Ferguson was there, yes, he was older and more experienced than Guardiola per se. But in head-to-head meetings, Guardiola knocked him. To the extent that at some point, Sir Alex Ferguson developed a Parkinson's disease, while the game was going on. because of the setup of the way Guardiola set his team to be formidable. In fact, when you hear that you are going to play against the Barcelona, the Pep Guardiola-led Barcelona, fear will first of all catch you before you start thinking of how to line up your players and the tactics to deploy. So there's no, yes, I respect Sir Alex Ferguson for what he has achieved at Manchester United, but talking about him with Pep Guardiola, when they don't go there, Pep Guardiola has it all, and he has won it all against Sir Alex Ferguson, both at the European level and then at the. In fact, he won the treble for Barcelona twice. How many did Sir Alex Ferguson win with Manchester United? Maybe comparatively, maybe one, but Pep has it despite the age and the experience. Then also, Pep is a traditional coach produced from Barcelona Academy. He played for the club, won Champions League, and also graduated to become the club legend, both as a player and then as a coach. So he has it more than Sir Alex Ferguson.
Okay, just correction there. Pep Guardiola only won treble once. And we also know that Sir Alex Ferguson won the treble.
Twice.
No, well, the other one wasn't a complete treble. It was domestic treble. Yeah, so let's look at it from a holistic angle. Are you going to say that for the number of years Sir Alex Ferguson spent, that alone means he's far better than Pep Guardiola?
Well, yes, I will say that. Alex Chapman Ferguson is a complete coach. We'll talk about completeness. He started with his club, a local country in Scotland, and then he coached the likes of Aberdeen, before he came to Manchester United. And after his exploit with Aberdeen, at the European Cup, which made the Scottish national team drafted him to be the caretaker coach to lead the Scottish team to the 1986 World Cup. Can you beat that? Before Manchester United signed him, and then he had his numerous records with Manchester United in England, and that made them give him the title Knight. So that is why you see Sir in his name. So for them to call him a Sir, say Sir, na Sir, or Ghana Master, no be insult. So for Manchester United, he has done well. His records are there to show. I mean, he remained in the club and then achieved a lot domestically and internationally. He has won European trophies at the club. He has won domestic trophies. He won the treble, in 1998. And then also went domestically to win the league 3 consecutive times, twice. Something that Pep Guardiola has not done. He has coached numerous clubs. He has not done that. He has not been able to achieve what Alex Ferguson has achieved, and he's retired. And Pep is still coaching. So you see the level of. Say level day. Oga don retire. Him record still dey. This one wey still dey active, still dey pursue am to beat him level. So I beg you, Pep no reach.
Pep no
Still dey
reach.
come up.
That's according to Dica Divine. All right, we'll wrap it up with you having your final banter.
Barcelona is a great club. Barcelona, for what they have done, the trophies won, the players produced, and the history made. In fact, it is always a blessing for every player to play for Barcelona. Some players pray day in, day out, work hard day in, day out to play for Barcelona, because having played for Barcelona, even if it means playing for Barcelona in training session, having played for Barcelona in your CV will carry you to places in football history. But you can't say so for so many other clubs like Manchester United and others. So Barca remains what it is. Whether Barca wins, loses, or draws, Barca for life.
For Manchester United, it's always a dream, for players to play for Manchester United and achieve greatness. When we talk about greatness, yes. We are one club that has been exceptional. I always say this season, we need to make match. This is a fantastic season for us because Barcelona, now we knock them come up for Europe. They'll be local champions. They top their league. We know they're there. And even when we are in Spain, they wouldn't have a say in that league. We would have dealt with them. You saw how we demolished them. And then they talk about Barcelona. Players don't play for Barcelona. Now Chelsea, they collect players where Chelsea won't sign. And then make Chelsea in this position like this. And look at the players they signed. Free transfer. They don't get money. They even auction their stadium. Very soon they go auction their president. They don't get shit. They find Messi to come back. They don't have money to pay him. They are begging La Liga to borrow them money. They are begging people. Companies as well. See, during the preseason, they used no camp for wedding reception to raise money to buy players. Very soon, they will use that camp for burial. This is to show you how the club has deteriorated. They say they don't get this, they don't get that. The club, they broke. So why will you play for a broke club? A club that can't pay your bills. Which player wants to go to Barcelona? None. Manchester United for life.
Booyaka, man.